folks, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I certainly am. I'm one extremely happy sim racer because my experience of Assetto Corsa Competizione by Kunos Simulations has just improved immensely, massively. Well, I did a little upgrade to my computer. Very small upgrade. This upgrade cost me the grand amount of £55. And it has enabled me to do things, just £55 has enabled me to do things with Assetto Corsa Competizione that I could never do before. I've got a massive performance increase. Well, massive for just 55 quid. So I'm going to show you what I mean here with a little series of tests with the PC as it is now. And then I'm going to do the upgrade and show you those tests again after I've done the upgrade. And just to let you know what I'm running on here, I've got a RTX, my graphics card is an Nvidia RTX 2070 Super, not a bad card, you know, not top of the line, but not bad. I've got my processor is an i7-9700F processor, not too bad. Not amazing, but it's okay. You know, base frequency of 3 gigahertz, and it will turbo to 4.7 gigahertz. And I'm also running 16 gigabytes of DDR2 6666 megahertz. Did I say that right? 2666 megahertz. You know what I mean. RAM. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate how things are running with that current configuration, we're going to use a control here, and the control is going to be, we're going to use the same track, same weather conditions, and same car every time. It's just the Porsche, and there will only be Porsches on track because I'm using the same car model, because what I'm going to do is increase the number of cars. And so to do that equally, I don't want to have any other cars that have different poly counts to the Porsche. We're just going to be using Porsche, and we're going to be using Spark because it allows you to load the highest number of cars that you can load in single player in Assetto Corsa, which is 50 cars. That's 49 AI and of course me. But for the first test, we're not going to do that. I'm going to go down to 29. Now, as you probably know, if you know Assetto Corsa or Assetto Corsa Competizione, if you try and load more than Assetto Corsa thinks your processor is capable of, it'll give you this, because I've just gone to 29 and then gone back up to 30 again. It says this: don't do it, your CPU will crap out on you and everything go wrong. And that's because, as we all know, Assetto Corsa is very resource heavy on both graphics, but more importantly CPU. In fact, out of all of the sims that I use, I think it is the heaviest on the CPU than any other sim. Next one down is R Factor, I'd say, depending on how many cars you load. Anyway, so we've got 30 cars there, and let's get ourselves out on track. For all of these tests, we use the same track, same time of day, same weather conditions, the whole lot. Now, I'm running on a 100 Hz screen. I've got that set to 100 Hz at the moment. And we are going to start off with our graphics on Epic and no V-Sync. My screen resolution, because I've got an ultra-wide, is 3440 by 1440. That's almost 4K. Not quite, but getting there. So those are the graphic settings. And I'm going to show you what that looks like with 30 cars on track. So, you should be able to see my FPS in the corner here. And what you want to look at is my FPS, this top one here, that's reading 60 right now. The one below it, ignore that, 99% FPS, which is reading 47 at the moment. Ignore that, it's the top one you want to look at. And you can see my CPU utilization and GPU there as well. So, here we go. So, let's see how it performs with my current configuration. Now, usually I would only race with a graphic setting of high, slightly customized as well, and usually I'd set myself up with about, you know, no more than 25 cars on track for a nice smooth race. As you can see, things are reasonably smooth at the moment. We're running at 56 frames per second. That will obviously fluctuate a little bit. But the thing that I do find with my current configuration is not actually the frames per second that are bothering me too much, because anything above sort of, I can happily race with 50 frames per second. You know, anything above is just a bonus. But I do get the odd sort of CPU stutter, the odd little slowdown with these graphics settings and this amount of cars on track. If you've got a keen eye, you might be able to notice the odd stutter. I'm just going to go as far as this chicane up here, or possibly just the first. There we go, there's a stutter right there. Don't know if you saw that. Little one there as well. I'm not looking at the frames per second, but you can, I'm looking for stutters, you can see the frames per second. So everything's pretty good. It's pretty smooth. But we've got the odd little stutter there, and I just, you know, there's another one. I'd like to just live without that, really. But the other thing I'd like to do is race with a full field of cars. Another little stutter, tiny one just there. Anyway, you get the idea. So we're going to now quit out of that. Now, anything more than 30 cars and things start to go a little bit wayward. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take the car count up to the full amount of cars. So I've got 49 cars on track. Well, 50 including me. 49 AI, can't speak properly. AI and me. Now let's see what happens. Okay, same graphic settings. We're on Epic, and no VSync on or anything like that. Let's see what happens, shall we? So now when we get to the track, let's see what the FPS is. It's saying, oh, 39, 46, 48. What's it going to settle on? 47, 48. So about that. Significantly lower. Right.
Going double file.
But it's 50 FPS, 54 it's going up to there. It's not actually what the graphics card is doing that I'm that worried about. Let's just see what happens now. Oh, massive stutters. 39 frames per second. Huge stutters. Oh, another stutter there. 39 FPS. Staying pretty stable at between 39 and 40. But these stutters, we're hardly moving at the moment. But when it goes green and the cars really start moving, there'll be more calculations to be done, and
Green light. Go, go, go.
it might get worse this way. Oh, there we go. Another huge one. And, oh, whoa, not good. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, still doing the same. So this is undrivable at the moment. Yeah, okay. Whoa. No, not good. Whoa. Huge jump. Stuck at the right. Stop. Undrivable, right? Okay, you get the point. So, now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a graphics thing. Okay, let's test that theory out. Let's go down to low graphics. Now, you will notice that you'll see less cars on track, as low graphics only renders 10 cars on the low graphics preset, but there are still physically 50 cars on track. They just don't appear until you get closer to them. So we'll restart. And, oh, there we go. Look at that. 88 frames per second. So the graphics card seems quite happy at the moment, right? What's going to happen? Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, big stutters. Better. Oh, yeah, much better frames per second. So we were at, what, 40 frames per second last time around. We're at 70, 80, 83, 78 there. What's going to happen when we get to this corner?
Green light.
Green light's on. Okay, come on, guys. And, whoa, yeah, no. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Oh, yeah. Same thing again. That's just, yeah. Right, you get the point. That's all over the place, right? Okay. So that's just something I can't do with my current configuration. So by this point, you're probably thinking, he keeps going on about the CPU. He's done something with his CPU, hasn't he? No, I haven't. My granddad always said that life's a gamble, and I'm with him on that. But this was a bit of a gamble, but more of a calculated risk. So my upgrade cost me 55 quid. That's it, 55 quid. What was it? Another stick of RAM. Yeah, I know, right? And you might be thinking, why on earth would you get another stick of RAM? You got 16 gigabytes of RAM, that's going to do nothing. The only thing, you're going to end up with 32 gigs of RAM. No game needs more than 16 gigs of RAM these days. At least, you know, maybe they will in the future, but not now. The only reason you'd need 32 gigabytes of RAM is for video editing. And I do a bit of video editing. But, you can see, I make these videos. But the thing is, the RAM in my system, obviously my motherboard is capable of dual channel, as most motherboards are these days, if not more. Or, but at least dual channel. What's in my PC at the moment is a single stick of DDR4 2666 megahertz RAM, and that's a single stick of 16 gigabytes. And I thought to myself, you know, maybe that's why my PC, or you know, maybe I'm getting a bottleneck on my CPU because of the RAM, because it's just a single stick of it. You see, I thought to myself, if I went for 2 sticks of 8 gigs, of course I'm then going to double the bandwidth, you know, the transfer rate of the data for the RAM. I've got a feeling it's a bit of a gamble. Maybe I'll waste 55 quid or waste money on RAM, but I'm pretty sure that'll help it. And so, you know, I thought I could have got rid of the 16 gig stick and got 2 8s. But then I thought, nah, you know, I'll just get another stick of 16 because I do video editing, so having 32 would be nice. But I don't think it's going to help out Assetto Corsa. I think running in dual channel will. So what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to come out of Assetto Corsa and I'm going to go install this stick of RAM, perform this test again, and show you what that has done to the performance. As you can see, that is completely unplayable. Before I do that, we'd just like to say thank you very much to Direct Computers in Nottingham. Amazing firm, superb. And this stick of RAM should have cost me 65 quid, but they gave it to me for 55. Gave me a tenner off because I wrote them a very nice review when I bought this PC that I'm using over a year ago from them. They're an amazing company. I love them. Thank you very much, Josh. And also, by the way, before I carry on, if you got this far through the video and you find my videos enjoyable or useful, do consider hitting the subscribe button. It'll really help me out. I'll love you very much. Anyway, I'm off to install that RAM. See you in a bit. Here's my PC, and you should be able to see there's just one single stick. And what I'm going to do now is pop in my second stick. Okay, so here we are back in the sim. I've installed my RAM. Let's go and try that test again. So we're going straight out this time with 50 cars. And we're going to do that with our Epic graphics setting on there as well. By the way, if you've got any questions or you've noticed anything that you think I've missed, do have a word with me in the comments and I shall endeavour to get back to you. Right, oh, hello. Look at that. 114 FPS. Hang on a minute. Have I loaded the wrong graphic settings or something? Oh, yeah, we're on low. We're on low. But 126. Hang on. 114. It's gone to 126. 140. Okay, I'm just going to try it on low.
Going double file.
That's a bit massive. 130, not 148 FPS. This is on the low graphics setting with 50 cars on track. 190, and it's smooth as well, there's no stutters. 126, it just went to 108, 123. Wow. This is amazing. Will they get round the corner okay? 123 FPS, 130. This is good, isn't it? For 55 quid.
Green light.
Let's
Go,
see
go,
what happens
go.
when we go around the corner here. We'll get around smoothly. Yes! 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 Running at 118. And it's, compared to how it was, a million times smooth. It's actually drivable. Ah, but hang on. Now here's the big test. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm using full screen mode disabled, that's just for the purposes of recording, so I can record my FPS counter as well as the game. So I'm not using the full screen mode. Runs even better in full screen. And also, by the way, something you won't be able to see, when I'm not running OBS and recording software as well, it runs even smoother. Anyway, so we've got our graphics settings back to epic there. Let's restart. So this is the moment of truth. 73, 75 FPS. 75. That's a lot better than it was, even though, you know, it's lower than what we just had, but it's a lot better than when we had that single stick. Right, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Right, gonna start moving. Here we go. Oh yeah. Totally smooth at 60 frames per second, 59, 61. Obviously, it's this corner that we've got to worry about. 15. Oh, it's gone down to 57, 57, 61, 63. Here we go. Here we go. It's the moment of truth. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yes. Superb. Brilliant. Amazing. That is a huge performance upgrade for 55 quid. It's nothing. This is amazing. You would have thought I'd just got myself a new processor, wouldn't you? This is lovely. Absolutely fantastic. All smooth around here. Yes, we're all smooth around here. And this is starting, you know, at the back of the grid from the beginning of the race when all the cars are bunched up. You know, it's the worst case scenario. You got all the cars being rendered in front of you, and you expect the you know, frames per second and the general smoothness of the game to get better as the race went on, because usually when you see these kinds of comparison videos between RAM or graphics cards or whatever, someone driving around the track when there's hardly any cars in sight, you know. But this is with 50 cars on track. That's amazing. Right, I'm going to stop that there. I can tell you now that I like to have things ultra smooth, and I do use VSync for that. And you might be thinking, well, I don't like VSync, adds latency. I use, in my Nvidia control panel, I use ultra low latency. So the CPU is not queuing up frames for your graphics card. When I have that switched on, and also in Windows itself, in Windows graphics options, I have hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, which sounds like something that Spock would say on Star Trek. But I use that as well, and all of that together gives me about not near enough the same latency, but pretty much exactly the same latency as I do with VSync off. So I do like to use VSync, and I can take the slight performance hit that VSync gives you, and I lower my refresh rate to 50 Hertz. And I have a totally smooth experience. It's like silk. It's amazing. So look, I hope this video has been useful to you. Maybe you weren't expecting it to be a RAM upgrade, but if you're in a similar situation, maybe if you're running one single stick of RAM, whatever it is, whatever frequency and size it is, if you're running one single stick and you've got dual channel motherboard, get another stick for this simulation. It will, I can tell you now, it doesn't have hardly any effect at all in AMS2. Or not that I've really recognised, not that much. There's a bit of an effect in AMS2, Automobilista 2, but that doesn't put as much load on the CPU as this sim does, because the AI cars in that sim use a basic physics model. It's only the AI or the player car that uses the full physics model. In Assetto Corsa Competizione, of course, the AI and your car all use the same physics model, so there's a lot more calculations going on. Anyway, I hope that that's been of some help. Thank you very much to Josh from Direct Computers. If you live in the UK, I would recommend them 100%. I've never dealt with a better company. The PC that I bought from them should have cost me about 400 quid more. They're amazing. But if you live in the UK, go and find Direct Computers. I'll leave a link to their website in the description of this video. And just a big thank you, Josh over there at Direct. You've done me proud, mate. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you do, enjoy my videos, find them useful, then please, if you want this channel to survive, do me a favor and hit subscribe. May seem like a small thing to do, but it enables me to make more videos for you. By hitting that button, you can help us thrive. Subscribe and keep this channel alive. Don't cost nothing, don't take no time. Come on now, keep this channel alive.